All right, guys, so I'm going to be sharing exactly kind of all my little secrets for my landing page. Quite honestly, this is going to be one of the more important sections inside this course, because if you cannot get the traffic to convert, it doesn't matter how great your Google ads are. If you are not having the best base for a high conversion rate or likelihood of a high conversion rate, then you're going to be constantly running uphill trying to optimize something that truthfully has a deeper problem. And that's how we're structuring our page from the very start before we have any traffic. So there's going to be quite a few sections. I'm going to be going through it step by step, and this is going to be pretty fun, and it's simplified to the T. So I'm excited to kind of show you guys, so let's get into it. All right, so we're going to be starting here in GemPages. This is the app that you recently downloaded, and now we're in GemPages. And real quick, I actually want to show you that in GemPages, you have so many templates to play around with. So before I even start, I would recommend even viewing some of these templates that are pre-made, and you can kind of get an idea of all the cool things you can do with this. Now, for example, if I click on preview right here, this is already a pre-made template that you can use immediately right out of the box, and it looks absolutely incredible. Now, what I'm going to show you is the one that converts the most, but unfortunately we have to make it ourselves. I can't share the template at all. It's not a functionality in here that allows me to do that. So here is the highest converting landing page that I'm going to be going through step by step. So first of all, let me explain the theory behind this landing page and why it is going to work. If we scroll through here, we have a hero shot of our product, and then we have a customer. We always want product and face. Product and face. We need product for relevancy to make sure that someone clicked on our ad and sees that, yes, I'm in the right place. And we need relatability that is going to most resemble the customer, right? So under here is going to be some of the most commonly asked questions, not an FAQ, but rather a way for people to get the questions answered before they even ask. So the main points of the product that people would be wondering about. And then under here, we'll be going over in a little bit, but isn't as important as kind of what I'm going over right in the beginning. Now remember, I'm going to be hovering over each element in about 7 minutes and showing you exactly how I designed it step by step. Now right here we have basically credibility. Now this is not what I would actually put. I don't put Business Insider or Forbes. I'll be going over the logos in a little bit, but the logos I typically put is like fishing like logos. So if there's like a fishing magazine or just kind of fishing related publications, I put it under here, but I do not put like an as seen on, because this was never seen on. But what many people do is they say this type of product or fish finders have been featured on, and just kind of generalize it, but they put credibility trust badges down here. So this really just kind of helps pull everything together. Now, we're going to have an FAQ section. This is usually going to be filled out by knowing what your customers are asking. Now, what we can actually do is go over to Amazon and see what are already the frequently asked questions. This is probably going to be one of the easier things to do. You literally just type in your product, go on Amazon and find, okay, what are the frequently asked questions? There's already a section on Amazon, which I think everyone is familiar with. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. And the next thing we have is Facebook reviews. So I'm going to be covering this in a little bit, but we have this box where we are going to input reviews, our Ali reviews, and we are going to put these in so that way it looks very legitimate actually. And we'll just write a handful of reviews, so that way it kind of gives us a base to work off of. Now, the reason why I put Facebook reviews, it is not required. Like you don't have to say it's Facebook reviews. However, there is a study out there that says people just simply trust Facebook reviews more than anything else, just because it seems like it's like live published reviews. So that's another way. Now, the next, possibly the most important thing is how we're structuring our bundles. If you notice, we have 1, 3, and 2. This is the general structure we have, and then of course how we have these borders around and how we are pushing, kind of the best deal right here in the middle is extremely important. Now the pricing of these is also going to be important, which I didn't edit yet because we're going to be going over that very soon. And so all of these elements I'll be going over in a little bit, so don't worry. I just want to show you why we're doing this so you can understand, and that way it'll be easier if you ever make other landing pages as well. And then we have a how does it work section. This section is going to be important. If you do not have a video, that's 100% normal. If you don't have a video of how this thing works, then what you can do is just replace it with images. How does this thing work? That's what people are going to wonder. They're going to first look for credibility and relatability. How does this make me feel? Is this answering my questions? Yes. Okay. Ooh, reviews, great. Okay, the pricing is okay. Well, how does it work? This is the next logical step of someone kind of looking to buy this item. Now, the next thing that we have right here is we can add in pain. And what do I mean by this? Well, a perfect example that I've been using quite a bit is like, why would someone buy this over the other devices that they see? Well, a good way to do that is saying, you know, if you look into another device, here's what will happen, blah, 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 blah. But our device has this, check mark, check mark, check mark. That is very simple. You could just put in a short blurb. And in fact, in the case study store, that's exactly what I did. If I scroll down, you could see that I have all the check marks of commonly asked questions. I went into the detail of exactly what this is. And even on the home page, I already explained how it works. People know how this thing works, so I never had to actually put that into this page. But if I scroll down, I have a pain point. Don't want extra surprises. Basically what I was saying in this little blurb is that this fabric and the way this is made will not bleed and ruin all of your clothes in your washer, but cheap ones, cheap like boxers, will. And so it worked very well, and somehow people are still purchasing this, even though this is like double the price. So this is a very good extreme example, and once again we have more FAQs. So this is a similar structure that just simply works. And now I optimized it to all my current stores to look more like this, just because it's just crushing it. And so if I keep scrolling down, after we have the pane right here, I do like to add in a timer. Once again, we have these bundles, and then we have a little section of about us. So this is going to help because people, if they keep scrolling down, they're wondering something. They're like, well, where are these guys located? Can I trust them or whatever? And so you needed a little about us and put a relatable photo here. And then once again, for the frequently asked questions, I would put different FAQs here that haven't been already mentioned up here. Or you can, of course, just duplicate it and it's totally fine. Now, let's get into a little bit more of the details of how we're going to design it. How do you make this and what is the process like? So this is exactly what I'm going to cover in the next video.